It has been a hell of a week, a hell of a month. It's the September to Remember, COMICSGATE'S September to Remember. Look at this calendar here. This is the launch calendar. You can find it on cgnow.net. We have never, I didn't think ever seen a month like this. We were all wondering, how we were going back to, where was that? The beginning of the end of February, beginning of March. I can't really remember what time it was, but it was crazy at the beginning of this year. It is nothing compared to this September 2022. It just seems like every day something new is launching. We start off with Random Saga, Rift Riders. There's this Professor Herbert book, but really this week with the beginning of Wraith of God. If you look back over the last few months, I mean, there's been some pretty big, decent campaigns that have launched. I see there's the Ripperverse, obviously, remember that one? There was Groken 2. There was a bunch of others in there that did reasonably well, but nothing like what has been going on this week. It's been absolutely crazy, and what a hell of a week for me to lose my internet. But I'm back now, ready to cover what is going on in the wonderful world of COMICSGATE. It started right here on Ethan Van Sciver's channel with Aaron Lopresti launching Wraith of God, the follow-up to the, let's say it, it's critically acclaimed original Wraith of God book. Lots of people out there saying it's their favorite ever CG book. I'm so happy for Aaron and Shelley. It's the Lopresti team over there putting out these incredible products here. Aaron is I think he said he's a 30-year veteran in the industry. That's what I love about these guys. It's like finally the chickens are coming home to roost. They're getting what they are owed. All that hard work in the industry building up to one moment. They're going creator owned. They're going COMICSGATE, and they are reaping the rewards. And maybe they're doing their best work of their careers over here in the indie sphere. It's fantastic to see. This is a massive 84-page comic extravaganza. And yeah, you can catch up on the original one. He's got a whole bunch of covers. Let me actually scroll down here so you can see, like, and this is Aaron is a real artistic powerhouse. He's a force to be reckoned with. I love these this sort of, like, I want to say throwback covers, but yeah, like, where you see the action, it tells the story on the cover. I always love that. I don't know why it went away. I love to see it being brought back. Vampires, the Wraith, everything going on in this book, and the interiors are just sublime, absolutely superb. And no wonder he's had such a amazing launch. It's been less than a week, I think. It's already over $80,000. And like I said, great reviews coming in from this book. So fantastic. Look at this page. Look at this Nosferatu character. Brilliant stuff. I had Aaron on the other day on the stream. We chatted about this a little bit. There's so much packed into this campaign, so much on offer. Guys, check out Wraith of God, Blunt Hunters by the esteemed Aaron Lopresti, but that's only where it began. The following day, look, so let's go back. So that was day one. Day two, Loose Threads. The king of fulfillment, Mark Poulton. 11 campaigns, if you can believe it. I can't even fathom that amount. But he has come out of the gate swinging. Has got 100 backers already. Now, this is a new IP here. It's actually one of the best premises I've heard for a comic in a long time. It comes with a story. I love it when it comes with a story. Mark was working on a book for Image, and the rug was pulled out from underneath his feet. He was left there with these characters that he'd been building up, and now he's like, well, what's going to happen to them? What happens now? And he was like, well, where do they go? And that got his mind thinking, and thought, well, that would actually make a cool comic. Like, what happened to these characters? What happens to comic book characters when their books are canceled? It's very meta. It's self-referential. It breaks the fourth wall. It's real. It sounds like a lot of fun. Who's he teamed up with here? Cesar Madero, and colors by Anthony George. And just, I don't know if you've heard of this guy. George Perez. He's done a cover, unbelievably. What an amazing get to have, the legend George Perez attached to your project. Amazing stuff. And yeah, look, check it out. I haven't really followed much of what's going on in this book yet. I will have Mark on the show. We'll go through it, but I love the premise. The book looks great. It's it's starting off very well. Sexy ladies and dragons, checking them out. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. Is there a relationship? Oh, there's a black and white edition too. Fantastic. Yeah. Do make sure you go out. If you like the look of this, check it out. I'll leave the link to all of these campaigns in the description as always. And yeah, support Mark Poulton. I heard him on a stream just earlier saying he's got 6 more campaigns, 6 more books in the works, but he's going to give you all a little breather for the rest of the year. So how about that, Mark? You're doing incredible, man. Now, speaking of incredible, this one, Irene Strakowski, also known as Rini. There were speculations beforehand. People were saying, let's get it to 100K in a day. It didn't quite get there, but it got to 93,000 in a day, in a single day. Keep in mind, Rini was going around to small-time Comicsgate channels asking if she can come on their show like a year ago. She's absolutely blown up crazy. Her channel, always gets over 100 viewers now whenever she goes live. Her first campaign got fully fulfilled after a whole slew of headaches. Really good reception on that book. And as amazing as that book looked the first time around, this one looks even better. Her art has really just shot up in leaps and bounds. The colors on this as well really, sealed the deal. They really sell the project. We're talking, it's a fantasy. I don't know if you call it high fantasy. It's got a sort of, I always think of it sort of like an American manga sort of style. So it's very now. It's very, appealing to a lot of people. Everyone loves Rini. She's this crazy, charismatic, bubbly character, just a real sort of shot in the arm for Comicsgate here. And yeah, just what a talent. What an incredible meteoric rise. I can't remember what she made on the first book, but it definitely wasn't 100,000. And this is the first few days. When did this launch? A couple of days ago? Okay. So maybe 3 or 4 days ago, this thing launched. It's already into 6 figures, young lady, over $100,000. Mind blown. But you can tell how she's done it. I mean, she's just jam-packed the campaign full of goodies. She's just these like expensive tiers if you want to back that, if you're able to. A bunch of people jumped up onto that. She's got the previous books to go with. I think she's got an art book. She's got variant covers. The whole thing is working for her. Let me scroll down. These interior pages are just gorgeous looking here. So yeah, if you're into this kind of story, Rini's real big on world building, and you can see that in all the back. I mean, she's like creating this world here. She's got maps. She's got a language. Everything rolled up into one. So this is like just another one. This is when we're talking 3 days in a row. This is happening. 3 days. Start with Wraith of God, Loose Threads, Fiendish, bang, bang, bang. Launching on Ethan's, launching on John's, and then coming back to Ethan's again for Comicsgate Kings. It's just the other day. Andy Smith launches Cordrath. I'm noticing the fantasy is really starting to pick up. Remember 2 years ago, it was like nothing but vampire books. I'm really seeing a lot more fantasy books. Dragons are all the rage right now. We've got the House of the Dragon show, which is going crazy. The Rings of Power, not so much. But we're giving an alternative. We're offering an alternative here in Comicsgate. This is Andy Smith's Cordrath, The Reckoning. This has only been 2 days. Andy's coming out of the gate swinging. I can't remember exactly how much he raised on his first man books, but I think this is very, very impressive, very encouraging for Andy. $41,000 raised, 500 backers already. Again, another book I haven't really checked out much yet. We're going to have Andy on the show to stream. We'll go through it. It'll be great. We'll get the ins and outs of everything here. I mean, you can see it right here. Barbarian, sword and sorcery, dragons, looks like some orcs and stuff like that. If you're into this sort of thing, what's not to love? Go and back. Andy Smith is a great guy. Another guy too who's come from the mainstream. He was a little bit tentative at first. He's really come into his own. He's found his own voice. He's started a channel. Now I see like 50 plus people in there now. I was on his channel the other day. It was a great time. Really great. I mean, this week has been just incredible for CG. It's been a real, I wouldn't say we were in a lull. It was just people were working, people were doing things, people had, their campaigns had got funded. They were getting to work, getting them out. And now that this has been just a massive week. It's crazy. People are energized, people are feeling good. COMICSGATE'S trending on Twitter. We're getting into arguments with idiots. It's a whole lot of fun. It's been a whole lot of fun, and I for one have really been I'm just really having a great time. Looking forward to it. Speaking of crazy stuff, now not necessarily CG, but a big story nonetheless. This just dropped. I don't know exactly when, but this is the book from Shad from Shadiversity. Shad M Brooks. He's a big time YouTuber. He's done this book. This is the original novel. He's turned it into a graphic novel, and this is Mike S. Miller on the art. Now, these pages, he doesn't really show much. I've seen some of the pages on live streams, but Shad has chosen not to show that stuff. I don't know why on the Indiegogo page, but yeah. Again, if you're into this sort of fantasy, knights fighting and sword and sorcery and all that sort of stuff, go check it out. Will this be another massive campaign on Indiegogo? I don't know. It's an interesting case study. A guy with a really monumental YouTube channel launching a comic book. Interesting, very interesting stuff. Guys, that's it from me. I'm going to look forward to getting back to doing regular videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a like. What do I say? Subscribe, get the notifications on, consider becoming a member, sign up to Painted Death. Very exciting things happening in that area as well. That's it from me for now. I will see you tomorrow on another video. All right, bye.